Hi, welcome to the Intentional Budget. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name's Helen. This is my fairly new channel that I'm using to document my journey trying a cash budgeting system. Now, I've got to apologise if you can hear a very hot dog panting in the corner because I've got a dog, but I'm minding my friend's dog this weekend as well, and he won't leave me alone. And he's very hot and he's very bothered, so he's a little bit panty. So if you can hear him in the background, I'm really sorry. He's also quite vocal, so if he starts joining in, again, apologies. This is my middle of August check-in. So the way my weeks work in terms of pay, I get paid on the 26th of the month, so my weeks fall from a Friday to they start on a Saturday morning and they run to the next Friday. So it's Friday today and I am kind of closing out last week, opening up this week, but I'm at the end of the second week in August now. So I am planning to cash stuff £250 today, which is £110 for my weekly expenses and then £140 worth of expenses I reclaimed from work. That again, before I started doing this, I would have just spent. It would have just gone on all kinds of things that I fancied. So this is an improvement anyway for me. So yeah, thank you to those of you that are watching. Thank you so much to everybody that has liked, subscribed to the other videos, that's commented on them, that's encouraged me. It's really, really lovely to have you all here and I'm very grateful. So let me start today by emptying out my food and going out envelope from last week. And I have got, let me have a look, what have I got left? I've got £31.34p left. So what I am going to do with that, if I find my weekly check-in sheet, I am going to put £20 of that into a savings challenge. So that's going there to add into the money I stuff. No, into a sinking fund, sorry. And I'll put the £11.34 into savings challenges. So I started the week with £110 and I've got £31.34p left, which means that last week I spent £78.66, which was a combination of food shop. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I paid for a prescription, went out a couple of times for coffee, and I had a meal out with a couple of friends in the middle of the week. So I've had a really nice week actually. So yeah, so I'm going to put that £10 into this savings challenge, which I have had to wipe clean and start colouring in again this week because one of my little nieces found it last time she was here and she had all her colouring stuff out and she had so much fun colouring this in, wiping it clean again, colouring it in again, counting the money, to the point where I'm actually thinking of having a look on Etsy and seeing if there's anything like this for kids and maybe getting them all one for Christmas, you know, that they can start getting into a habit of saving money. Because she had so much fun. She must have done this about 15 times and counted all the money and practiced it. She's only 5, by the way. You know, practiced her counting and filled it in. It was really funny. But anyway, so £10 in there. And then I will need the savings challenge folder in a minute. But just to check in on how last week went before I start that. I spent more money last week. I spent £92 last week. Again, paid for a couple of nights out and a food shop, and I did a bigger food shop than I usually would because again, doing this, it's stopping and it's making me stop and it's making me think. And I've realized that obviously in the 4-week months, because I allocate an amount of money overall per month for food and going out and just divide it by 4 or 5, and it's the same amount of money for a 4-week month or a 5-week month, I've obviously got more money in 4-week months. So I've started trying to stock my freezer up and check in on things that you don't buy every week, the coffee, the dishwasher tablets, cleaning stuff, whatever else it may be, and kind of make sure I'm buying those in months where I'm only dividing that money up by 4. So yeah, my food shop has been slightly higher last week and this week, but that's okay. That's kind of planning and making hopefully a 5-week month, which September is for me, a little bit easier. So I have got left so far, the other envelopes I have in here, I fill monthly. So I've got petrol, which I've spent 60 something pound out of filling the tank up. Petrol's gone down, hasn't it? Petrol's a little bit cheaper. Last month I had to top this up. I mean, I have started with £100 this month rather than 75 last month, so it hasn't gone down that much. I'm getting a bit excited, but I am still grateful that I filled the tank up and I've got an extra £35 sitting in there in case I need more. Rocco is my dog. I've spent £56 out of his envelope so far this month, buying him food and paying for a dog walker once. So they're both fine. They don't need topping up. I'm happy that there's enough money in both of those to, you know, see me through the next 2 weeks for them. So in here, I should have, now I've added that £20 in, I should have £270. So let me just check. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Can you see that? Yeah. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, 220. Yeah, that's right. So £270 ready to be put in my envelopes. And I've just realised that I haven't done anything with this, £1.34. So £1 is going in my sinking fund challenge. Not the sinking fund. Pound coin savings challenge. It's Friday. I've had a busy week. I can't even speak. And then the 34p, I will fill in my penny savings challenge and put that away off camera. But yeah, that's done. So back to this. I need to stuff £110 in here for my food and spending money for the next week. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 110. Let me just check. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. I always feel like these are stuck together, but they're not. So 110 in there, ready for me to go and do my food shop in the morning. That's that done. And then the rest of this is going in my sinking funds. So annual bills, I am going to put £70 in. Hang on, let me start with 20s. 20, 40, 60, and a 10 is 70. Thank you. I can't remember who it was who commented and told me that the cash trays are called pallet organisers. I have looked, I have got one in my basket at Amazon, but I'm being mindful with my spending, so I haven't bought it yet. But thank you for whoever it was who told me how to find those. Yeah, so £70 going in this sinking fund. And this really is the one that I'm focusing on at the moment because I want to have as close to £1,000 in here by Christmas as I can, so that I can pay my house insurance and my pet insurance up front when they are both due in January, which will then mean, I think at the moment, between the two of them, it's about £108 a month that I'm paying out in direct debits. So again, that will mean I've got a little bit more money available to put into sinking funds and cash stuff in. And I won't have to, I've done this over 6 months rather than a full year, so it'll be easier to do next year. I always think once you've done it once, paid your full year in advance once, it's much easier, isn't it, the next time? So house isn't getting anything this time. Gas and electricity, I'm going to put £20 in this. This is a new one for me. I've seen a couple of people doing this and think it's a really good idea because we all know how high gas and electricity prices are going. So I do have an amount of money that I pay by direct debit every month, but it can't hurt to have a little bit extra, can it? The other thing that I'm going to start doing is taking my meter readings every month and keeping a better eye on my balance, because at the moment I pay the company £159 a month. I've got no idea what my balance is and what's going on, so I do need to get a better handle on that. I want to start putting some money away in there so that I've got a little bit extra if I need it. Vet bills, sorry, that's the dog moving. Vet bills aren't getting anything this time. Petrol, this was something I set up last month just because, like I said, my petrol that I planned for the month that I usually allocated didn't cover it last month. So I just wanted to have a bit of a buffer in here. So I'm going to put an extra £10 in there. So that's at 50 now. And I think I'm going to leave it at that because it looks like the £100 a month that I've allocated this month will probably cover me. So I should only need that really in months where I'm doing a bit of extra driving, that I, traveling more for work than I usually do. So I'm going to class that as kind of complete for now, which is really exciting. First time I've had a sinking fund stuffed. Car, I'm going to put £50 in. This is to start to build up the cost of my road tax, my MOT and my annual car service, which I think all in is about £650, something like that. But the first one of those bills isn't due till March. I think it's March, April, May, then month after month, 3 of them. So yeah, £50 in there is a nice start. And then this last £10 note, I'm going to put in self-care. I was thinking actually this week when I was paying for my prescription out of my weekly spend that I probably should have used this. And when it's got a little bit more money in it, I probably will, but it's up at £40 now. Silly, isn't it? You start making a sinking fund to pay for things and then I'm in the shop thinking, I don't want to use that, I want to save it. But I kind of feel like at the moment I'm still establishing everything and letting things grow a little bit. So in a couple of months, hopefully I'll be using that to pay for prescription charges. So yeah, that is me done for now. I've got my money for the food shop tomorrow sorted out and my sinking fund stuffed. I am filming these check-ins bi-weekly at the moment just because, like I said before, the only thing really that I'm stuffing on a weekly basis is my food and my going out money. So doing it weekly would be a little bit boring. So that means that I will be back in a couple of weeks after I've run week 3 and week 4 of August to let you know how it's got on and look at my plan for September. The other thing that I noticed when I checked in with everything this morning is that provided I don't spend any more money from the amount I allocated myself to as kind of, bank spending this month, I should have some money left from that in July to add into my sinking funds in the last week of August, which I will be so pleased if I have, because that was one of the reasons I wanted to do this, to stop this impulsive mindless spending out the bank. Don't get me wrong, I'm spending money that I've got that's there in the bank. I'm not getting into debt, but I always felt like at the end of the month, if I looked at it, I wouldn't be able to say what I'd spent the money on. So it felt like pointless spending, impulsive spending, and that's what I'm trying to stop. So if I've got some money left from August's allocation from bank spending, I will just be so pleased, because that's not money I've taken off myself at the beginning of the month and put straight in a sinking fund and kind of taken the temptation away. It's money that will have sat there in the bank for a month and I haven't spent, which will be a really big achievement for me. So I'm saying this now to hold myself accountable, really, so that I do have some of that money left to do that at the end of August. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I hope if you're in the UK, I hope you've all been enjoying this gorgeous weather, and I hope everybody has nice weekends and good weeks for the next few weeks. Thank you so much for watching if you've got through to the end, and thank you again to all of you that have liked and subscribed and are coming along on this journey with me. It is absolutely lovely to have you, and it is so motivating and really helping to keep me engaged with this. So thank you very much, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.